What's your next opportunity look like? We're going to find out in this timeless pick a card tarot reading. I want you to take a breath and see which of these piles resonates with you. 1, 2, or 3. On top of the first pile here, we have orange calcite, a stone of joy, creativity, passion, vitality. Represents the sacral chakra. On top of pile 2, we have the lapis lazuli, a stone of truth and enlightenment, inner vision, corresponds to the throat chakra. In pile 3 here, we have the labradorite, a stone of transformation, protection, and inner strength. Supports psychic abilities, reduces anxiety, and corresponds to the third eye and crown chakras. After you've picked your card, we will do a reading for each pile. Feel free to watch more than one pile. Maybe the universe has multiple messages for you. Timestamps will be in the description, and let's get started. Okay, pile 1. We have 3 cards here. The first is from the Tarot of the She by Emily Carding, and it is the Maker 8, the 8 of Pentacles, which she calls emergence in this deck. This is telling me that if this opportunity has to do with your career, then it has to do with your persistence paying off. You've definitely been putting in the work, and this is the time where something is finally going to emerge from that, where you're going to see something emerging from your persistence. Next is the Wildwood Tarot by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. And the card that we have from this deck is 3 of Stones, 3 of Pentacles, creativity. We have 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles here. Again, it does look like this is a career opportunity. However, it could be career in a more broad sense, in terms of having to do with turning a passion into a career, or sort of a side hustle, a skill that you've probably been putting the work in for years without maybe even knowing that you could monetize it. Not that you have to monetize it, but that there is maybe an audience for what you've been working on. In this deck, the 3 of Stones is called creativity. It also has to do, again, with the fruits of our labor, very much like Emergence Maker 8. Finally, we're going to pull a card from the Thoth deck. This one is number 5 in the Major Arcana, the Hierophant. This is interesting to me because with the Hierophant, there's also a sense of persistence, toil, knowledge slowly earned. The Hierophant gives very conservative vibes in the sense of tradition, of knowledge being passed down through the ages. So all of this has to do, in terms of an opportunity, with something that you've been working on for a long time finally starting to pay off. Now, in addition to these, I am going to pull 3 more cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot, just to get a little more clarity here. So we're going to give these a quick shuffle. Okay, and a couple of cards are coming out. That's 3 cards that have come out. I see the 8 of Wands reversed, the 10 of Wands upright, and the 10 of Swords upright. Interesting. We're putting something to bed here. And there is also a sense of slowness, again, with the 8 of Wands. Because if the Eight of Wands were upright, I would say it has to do with the universe stepping in, sweeping you off your feet, and making your dreams come true even more quickly than you could imagine. But it's reversed. So you're really toiling, you're really putting in that hard work. Yeah, this has been a huge burden. Not necessarily a conscious burden, but it's something that has a lot of meaning to you. It may be something that you were scared to show the world, but now you feel like you have nothing else to lose. You have nothing else to lose at this point. And most likely, right when you were ready to give up on it is when you're really going to see your efforts starting to show face in the real world. So what's interesting about this message then to me is that you've been right all along. Maybe this was an opportunity that spoke to you a long time ago. You've probably gone up and down, back and forth, thinking, will this ever pay off? What am I doing this for? What am I investing all of this into? But now you're going to have that vindication. This is your opportunity to be proven right. In that very important sense. Proven right in the sense that something that you've poured so much energy and attention into over the years is right, and it's exactly where you needed to be. There's a Russ song that I like where he says, I'm living right now because I was right back then. And that's very much the feeling I'm getting for you guys. So look for your opportunity right where you expected to see it. It shouldn't come as a surprise. This is something you've been working on for a long time. That's all I've got for you. Pile 2 is next. All right, pile 2. First, we have a card from the Tarot of the She deck. That's going to be the Dreamer Queen, the Queen of Swords. Emily calls it the gift of reason in this deck. She's a thinker. We're high up in the clouds. We're using our mental acuity. We're sitting on a stack of books, almost to the point that it's spiritual. She's like a Virgin Mary of the books. She's giving Shakespeare. She's giving To Be or Not to Be. So my first thought is that this could be a career opportunity. Just with this first card, especially if you use your words for your career, maybe you're a writer, a researcher, a teacher. Let's see what else comes up. This is the Wildwood Tarot. We're getting 2 of arrows, 2 of swords, which they call injustice here. But again, we have that swords energy, that mental energy. And this makes me feel like there might be something deeper going on. A career opportunity, but not in the traditional sense. Let's see what our last card is here in the Thoth deck. We have a 4 of Wands. Crowley calls it completion. Venus and Aries. Typically, this is a very good card about blessed foundations, good fortune, protection. It's virtuous. So all of this together makes me feel like it could be an opportunity in career, but it's bigger than that. It's maybe about using your words and your wits in service of a higher purpose, the purpose of justice, exposing injustice, exposing the truth, uncovering the truth, journalism. Whether or not you're actually a journalist, you're a perceptive and rational person. And if you encounter an injustice in your daily life, you may feel that you may feel compelled to expose that. And you may have the opportunity to expose that. The 4 of Wands also gives me the feeling that this endeavor is spiritually blessed. So go for it. And now, as I did for the previous pile, I am going to pull a few more cards from this Rider-Waite deck just to get a little closer look and see if we can't clarify the opportunity here. Let's go with these two. All right, well, that is definitely some powerful energy there with the Tower and the High Priestess, but I would have zero fear about the Tower here. That does not pertain to you. That is not a negative for you because you are blessed. You're assured victory here. Your insight is going to carry you through to victory, and not only you, but the community. Again, this is about having a higher purpose. This Tower card is likely relating to that injustice we talked about. That's what's going to come crumbling down, and that is a beautiful thing. So that's all I have for you, pile 2. Pile 3 is next. Okay, pile 3. First is the card from the Tarot of the She deck. Again, some really strong energy right off the bat with the Death card. A card that does not usually pertain to or indicate physical death, so there is no need to be fearful. But is a strong indicator of transformation, absolutely necessary transformation and shedding. Your next opportunity could stem from something that feels like a loss, at least in the short term. But you need to remember that destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin. Next, the Wildwood Tarot. 9 of Vessels, a very positive card. They call it generosity here in this deck, and it's really just about emotional fulfillment. It's about your hopes and dreams coming true. And our final card in the Thoth deck, interestingly enough, it's a 9 of Swords, which in a way is the exact opposite of the 9 of Cups, although there's certain things they share in common. If this is about manifesting your dreams, this card, the 9 of Swords, is about manifesting your nightmares. Crowley calls it cruelty here. We definitely need to pull some more cards for clarity on this. But what I am getting is that your opportunity is going to come from something very confusing. You're most likely going to be very confused. Something will probably be taken away from you. It may feel like a nightmare, but it could be your greatest opportunity to realize your dreams. I don't want to speak too soon. Let's see what these cards in the Rider-Waite deck have to tell us. Let's see if they pop out here. What kind of opportunity is this? Is this a career opportunity, a love opportunity, an opportunity for spiritual and personal fulfillment? What are we talking about? I'd like to get one more card, please. One more card for clarity. The 4 of Swords reversed indicates to me an overactive mind. That's where the nightmares come from. The King of Wands reversed on top of the 9 of Cups could indicate that our spiritual energy, the kind of spiritual energy that is motivating what we believe to be our hopes and dreams, our best possible world and our best possible outcome, are misplaced. And perhaps that's the reason why we need to be willing to shed something in order to have that new opportunity that may at first look like a nightmare, but may really get us exactly where we need to be. For better or for worse, it'll get us exactly where we need to be for our next step. That's how I'm interpreting this opportunity. I still want to pull another card because I'm not sure what kind of opportunity this is, what realm of life it pertains to. Can you give us clarity on that? Fuck. I don't see it as a love opportunity, but it's hard for me to say if it's a career opportunity. Much like pile 2, it's hard for me to say if it's a career opportunity or a matter of like personal development. And I think for all of these readings, 1, 2, and 3, there's been really a sense that the opportunity we're talking about is both career and personal development, that they all have something to do with our material path forward being motivated by a grander mission, a spiritual fire, a desire for truth, justice, fulfillment. So keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. That's the best advice I can give you here. Keep an open mind. You don't know where this is going to lead, okay? And transformation is simply necessary. That's how new opportunities come in. All right, so love you. Okay, what's up, y'all? Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you did, and if your reading resonated with you, please pop that in the comments. I would love to know what that opportunity looks like for you, because of course it's going to take shape for each of us differently. And I did want to pull 1, maybe 2 cards for a general vibe check for the collective, because of course if you are here, then you are riding the wave with us. So let's pull from the top of this deck, 8 of Swords, and let's pull from the bottom, 3 of Wands. This is telling us to keep going, follow your intuition to lead you through what may look like obstacles, but may only be or mostly be mental obstacles, because we can see there is something brighter on the other side. Look, he made it to his new domain and things are looking pretty bright for him. So I'd say things are going to be looking pretty bright for you too. All right. Love you. Bye.